before I go further, I want you to pause, call your friends, call their friends, to call their own friends and their enemies and lovers and mothers and fathers and anyone who's ever watched a Toke moment. You guys, that I'm about to be a mom. I'm pregnant, guys. Popular belief out there is that I hate men. It's never been the truth. I'm a hopeless. At the start, I told God I want to turn 40 a mom. I turned 40 in November. He did it in December. Like, he didn't fail. God is never late, you know? He just didn't do it the way I thought it was going to happen.
So,
shout out to the good
Toke Makinwa announced her pregnancy, and it seems like a lot of guys just can't stop hitting their head on the wall.
Toke Makinwa came out, said a lot of bullshit about her ex and why no ladies should be in marriage.
I have actually never seen Toke Makinwa said that. I think initially she specifically said she's hopelessly romantic.
Popular belief out there is that I hate men. It's never been the truth. I'm a hopeless romantic.
So it doesn't sound like somebody who is talking about how people shouldn't be in marriages. But maybe I missed that, and I hope somebody in the comment section can actually educate me or enlighten me about that. I just have never seen her to be somebody who says don't be in marriage.
No, you can't go get belly. What happens to those people? When of it reverse those things that they did. She's a role model. As a role model, and you lead a lot of people.
My problem is this kind of people who wants to insist somebody who haven't signed up to be a role model is a role model whether they like it or not. That is not what a role model is supposed to be. The person have to be willing to say, I want to be a role model, for you to be able to hold them to the standard you want to hold a role model. Yes, she might have a lot of following, a lot of subscriptions, a lot of people follow her, a lot of people watches her. But I'm pretty sure she didn't get into social media with the goal of being a role model. She got to social media with the goal of making money. It's the same issue I've seen a lot of guys have with somebody like Saida Botch, for example. And they are repeated whining that, oh, she's popular, she has a lot of following, she's teaching these girls bad things, and she's supposed to be a role model. I have never heard Saida Botch say, I want to be a role model to young women. So why would you think somebody else needs to calibrate their life to fit into your own perception and your own preference of what a role model is supposed to be?
I'm happy that Toke is having a child at almost 40.
Come on, brother. You're actually not happy. If you're happy she's having a child at 40, you wouldn't feel the need to get your ring light and turn on your camera and turn on your microphone to find something wrong about the fact that she's having a child at 40.
It seems like it's something she's really desired as a woman. But I have a problem with mixing Jesus and God with it. I was watching a clip from her podcast and she was talking about how she had an agreement with God, or she prayed to God that she really wants to be a mother. Now, I'm not saying there is anything ungodly about having a child, but you're having a child outside of wedlock. You're not married. So there is just no need bringing God into that. There is no point trying to spiritualize it. Honestly, you can give your testimony without implicating God's word and his standard. Just say that you really wanted to be a mother and now you're about to be a mother, or maybe you're a mother already. There is no need to infuse God into sounding as though you intentionally planned to have a child outside of wedlock and then trying to spiritualize it and bring God into it. I'm actually happy for her, but let's not bring God into it.
This is my problem with a lot of these Jesus people. Their hypocrisy. His sadness here is that Toke Makinwa is having a child at 40 and she's not married. Well, is that the only sin available? Because what I seem to notice is the only sins these dudes have problem with are the sins committed by women. They are never complaining about the sins committed by men. What about the men that is impregnating all kinds of women out there? Where is the video for that one? Where is it? I mean, he is talking about Jesus Christ. I'm not even a religious person, let alone a Christian, but I'm pretty sure in Christianity, you're not even supposed to wear two clothes in of different fabric. It's a sin. Never seen any Christian complain about that. And I'm pretty sure Solomon Buchi himself, I don't know him personally, I'm just speculating here, but my guess will be that he had premarital sex before he gets married. That would be my guess, in my own opinion. So you had premarital sex before getting married, which is a sin. You didn't come on the ring light to talk about your own sin of having premarital sex before getting married. But somehow it makes your life miserable and sad that Toke Makinwa is having a child at 40 while she's not married. I never knew God has a weight where he measures different sin and one sin is heavier than the other. I never knew that. The Bible talks about how it is a sin to eat shellfish, and people eat shellfish all the time. So there are a million kinds of sin that can be committed, but the one you are most obsessed about is a sin committed by a woman. Nah, I don't buy it. I think the problem here is not religion. I think he's just using Jesus Christ as a cover-up. I think the problem here is an ideological one. He's one of those guys who have this ideology that a woman should always have to depend on a man. A woman should not be able to do anything on her own. A woman should never be independent of a man. And the truth is, it's 2025. Get over it. Women can now do what they want and not have to listen, rely, or depend on a man. I mean, how arrogant and ignorant at the same time do you have to be for you to think you can look at another human being and say, the personal relationship you have with God, I am not approving of that relationship. Therefore, I want to insert myself between you and the God you worship. I mean, just imagine the level of ignorance and arrogance you have to have running in your blood for you to think that way. If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was the Bible who also said, he who is without sin should cast the first stone, which is the presupposition is that everybody is a sin. And if you are a sinner, you are not in a position to judge anybody. Yet, you have the Jesus-appointed vigilante here trying to tell another woman what her relationship with God should or shouldn't be.